Ciao friends, and welcome to Simple Italian Cooking. My name is Liz and I've got another easy and simple recipe for you today. We are making chicken parmesan, and boy is it easy and it tastes delicious. So if you've never made it before, the good news is you're going to be able to make it. Super, super easy. It's going to taste better than eating out at a restaurant. So today I am going to go over the different ingredients that you need, and then I'm going to go through the process. Now you can either follow along or you can just watch the video and soak up the information. All right, so we're going to start off with about 4 chicken breasts. I'm going to talk about how thick they need to be and what you need to do about it if they're a little thick. You're going to need some flour, so about a half a cup. 2 beaten eggs, and then we're going to have some breadcrumbs, which is about a half a cup, and we've got a half a cup of Parmesan cheese, and a tablespoon of dried herbs. And I'm using a mix of parsley and basil, dried parsley, dried basil, and for a tablespoon in total. You can go more or less if you want. You can use all parsley, you can use all basil, it's totally okay. And then we're gonna have some just some salt and pepper that we're gonna just use a dash of. You're gonna need about a cup of pasta sauce, your favorite pasta sauce, and you're gonna need a half a cup of freshly grated mozzarella. Now you can use the shredded kind that you get at the store. If that's all you have, that's totally fine. I have a nice block of fresh mozzarella, so I shredded that myself using one of those stand graters. And then I have here about a quarter of a cup of more Parmesan cheese. So, and then of course we need olive oil. Sounds like a lot, but I'm going to simplify it down so you understand how we're combining all these ingredients to make this such an easy recipe. So, okay, so I know that some of my chicken breasts are very thick on one end and very thin on the other. What we're looking for is about a quarter of an inch thickness from end to end, if possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my roller here. I don't have a meat mallet. I totally need to get one. It's just that it's one of those things that I never think about until I actually need it. So I just use one of these, which is a rolling pin, and use that. So I'm putting on some gloves just to make it easy. These are food grade gloves. And I'm just going to put these in here. Instead of dealing with plastic wrap, I'm just going to put it right in the bag here. And if yours are really thick, you can just cut it, if you want to do that. You don't have to get it really thin like a cutlet. I'm not looking for that. I'm not tenderizing these. I'm just simply evening them out. Okay, so the first one is done. That looks good. Happy with that. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish these up. I mean, they really look pretty good, but I'm just going to make sure. Okay, so I just cleaned off my counter since I was touching the different things and touching, which would touch this. I just very into avoiding cross-contamination, so cleaned everything up. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make a breading station. Now to make a breading station, you need a few things. You need 2 wide bottom bowls, or you can use plates. I'm going to use bowls. I alternate. It's just kind of whatever I tend to grab first. So I'm going to put that flour in one bowl. Now we got the egg. Okay, so that's important. So it's already in here. I could put it in a flatter bowl, I guess. Maybe I will. And then we have the breadcrumbs. And we're going to combine the breadcrumbs. We're going to make our own seasoned breadcrumbs here. Now, if you already have some seasoned Italian breadcrumbs and you're using that, that's totally fine. What you want to do is just omit the herbs and add in the Parmesan. Okay? And, you know, it's good to keep some extra breadcrumbs off to the side just in case you run through these. I have a feeling these are going to require more than this, but so a lot of times it just, you have to adjust the quantities based on how big your chicken breasts are, how much you're making. All right, so that looks and smells really good. And I am going to transfer this egg into a wider bowl. And then you're going to want a final plate to put your chicken on. So you just take the first one here. So we'll take this one and you dip it in the flour. Shake off any excess. And what will happen with this is the flour, not only will it help keep the egg from sliding off of the chicken, but the flour itself, as it cooks, it'll thicken up a little bit, which is kind of nice, makes it a thicker coating. Okay, and then just lightly add it into the eggs. Let the excess come off. And then we just dip it into the breadcrumbs. Now, I don't want to get my fingers all thick with the breadcrumbs, so I'm just going to leave that there. I'll show you how to fix that up so that it's a little easier. So I'm going to go ahead and finish coating these chicken breasts. Okay, so, all right. So there's a few ways you can bread it. You can just put the breadcrumbs in a bag, a plastic bag, and then just shake it. You could do what I'm doing. Lots of different options, but this works well for me. And since I'm using gloves, I don't have to worry about taking forever to clean my hands. And it looks like I will hopefully have enough breadcrumbs. And I took that big piece and simply cut it in half because it was very, very long after pounding it. So the funny thing is that you may not know is that this dish is actually not from Italy. I don't know if they make it there now, but it's known to be really an American dish that is Italian. It doesn't mean it's not an Italian dish, but it doesn't have its roots in Italy. So, but it's a beloved dish by Italians and so many people, and it's kind of synonymous with being Italian. So maybe being Italian American, I don't know. So, okay, so that's good. We're done, so I don't need this anymore. So I'm just going to put everything in the sink, rinse it off, and be back in a minute. Okay, so I cleaned everything up and I got everything laid out. So I'm going to show you what you need to do. First, you have to have your breaded chicken breasts on a plate. We're going to lightly fry them really, really quick. We're not going to cook them all the way through. This is just to get the outside, to get those breadcrumbs really, really crunchy. Technically, if you're not into this stage at all and you don't want to do any frying, I would just really spray some olive oil or drizzle a lot of olive oil on top on each side and then go ahead and proceed to the next step. But I'm going to go ahead and do this, and I am using my, what's it called? Gasland double induction burner. It's pretty cool. And I will put a link down in the description if you want it, if you're in the market for induction burners. You know I'm really big into using portable induction burners. But this was sent to me from the company to check out and see how I liked it. So I've been using it and really happy so far. So I'm going to start with this side here, and I'm going to put it at about a medium heat. I'm going to go ahead and add the olive oil. And I remembered that I actually forgot to add the salt and black pepper into the breadcrumb mixture. So make sure to do that. But if you're like me and you forgot, that's no big deal. When we put the, we'll just add it later once we put, right before baking. It's totally fine. So I'm going to go ahead and heat this up. You're going to want to get some tongs or a long-handled fork or something. And what we're going to do is we're going to cook them for about 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes on each side, and then they go in here. Don't worry about it being raw in the middle. I'm going to turn this down just a tad. I'm going to go ahead and lay these in here. By the way, if you want the printable version of this recipe, check out my website. I'll put the link below, and you can go ahead and actually have a written printable version on here as well. Check out my other resources that I have that are free, like some free mini cookbooks they're all digital. And sign up for our newsletter too, because we send out really easy recipes like this, even easier than this. I really want to get these in here. I don't want to do 2 batches. So I'm using my Cuisinart. This is a 5.5 quart, all stainless steel, made in France. Loved it, love it, love it. Use it for so many things. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cook these for 2 minutes on each side and transfer them over into this. So what we're looking for is a golden color on each side. So if yours takes a little longer, problem with what I'm doing is I was experimenting with this larger pan on this induction burner, and the induction burner, just the burner size isn't as wide as I thought. But that's okay. I'm not too concerned about it. I think it would have been better in a smaller pan anyway because of the olive oil. It would have been a little deeper. I didn't really think about that. And my induction burner, I think, is just, it doesn't have a really wide burner, so I think that's part of a problem here. But nonetheless, it's crisping up. It's taking longer than I want. Okay, I'm just going to take that out. So all this crunchiness in here, what I like to do, mainly for my husband, he loves eating like fried breadcrumbs and stuff. So I just put it right in the corner. And then it's kind of like a little extra crunchy treat for him. So if you like that too, don't toss all this stuff out. Use it. Doesn't have to look pretty to taste good. All right, so I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and move this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let that sit there because it has to cool down before I can unplug it, the fan. It's a good burner, but like I said, I wish they were a little wider, but this is kind of a common problem with portable. And that cooled off really fast, so definite plus. There, I'm going to move this, get it out of the way. Okay, so I did mention about the salt and black pepper, so what I'm going to do is just quickly do a dash here. I'm not even going to bother flipping them over. Salt probably don't really totally need, simply because we have all that cheese in there, but I'll do it anyway. So once your chicken breasts are breaded and cooked, all we got to do is take some sauce and put it on each one. Now, when you do this, you can smother the whole chicken breast with the sauce, but if you do that, it's going to make the edges and everything really soggy, right? So you're going to lose that crispiness that we just went through all that effort to get. So what I like to do is put the sauce only in the middle, and then when I think I have enough, I spread it around like so, leaving some of the edges. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. And just like that. Very nice. Okay, so I know that we still have this cheese we want to put on top, right? You don't want to put it on right away because we got to bake these in the oven for 35 to 40 minutes. And that mozzarella is going to really brown. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and put this in the oven, but 10 minutes before they're done, we want to go ahead and add the cheeses and then finish it up. Just enough time for it to melt. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven for about 25 minutes, and then we'll check it, and then we'll put the cheese on for 10 minutes, let it melt, and then we'll be able to eat them. Okay, so it's been about 25 minutes, and I can see that the sauce is getting absorbed into the chicken breast, which is exactly what we want. That's why we don't put on the sauce at the end once the chicken breasts are done. We really wanted to cook in those flavors. So we have the two cheeses left. We have the Parmesan and the mozzarella. So I'm just going to sprinkle each on. You can mix them together if you want, or you can just do the Parmesan if you don't want the mozzarella. Totally up to you. But I'm just going to go ahead and eyeball it here. And it's looking really, really good. And then I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle the mozzarella. Okay, now remember, when you're cooking chicken, you want an internal temperature of 165. So keep that in mind. I'm going to put it in for about another 10 minutes, and then I'm going to check the temperature. And that's 165 Fahrenheit. Okay, friends, look at that. Perfect. The cheese is perfectly melted. I checked the temperature, and everything's sizzling. This smells delicious. All right, I'm gonna get a plate and I'll be right back. So if you're making chicken Parmesan, what to serve with it goes great with just a side of pasta. You can do plain pasta and use the same sauce that you used for this in that. It goes really, really well together, especially if you kind of like cut up your Parmesan and mix it in with the pasta with the spaghetti. I love that. Nice salad, bread, all of that. What else would go with? I mean, any type of vegetable would be good. All right. Mm. This is so good. What delicious flavor. I think I over baked it, maybe about 5 minutes, but still really tender. Mm. Remember how I said about the sauce? Well, we don't just put it on top at the end. I can taste that flavor of the sauce throughout. Oh, it is so good. This is really, really good. And my little pieces here for my husband came out nice and crunchy. So, well, listen, friends, that's literally how easy it is to make a delicious chicken parm. I mean, I got to make sure that you can see this. I mean, seriously, that looks really, really good. And you can make this for parties. It's really good for like Christmas or Easter or a Sunday meal or anytime really. But it's so easy, and it's so easy to do in large quantities. Just adjust, if you need to go grab some more flour or another egg or some more, breadcrumbs, grab it and then just keep breading the chicken. And friends, this is really delicious, and I hope you try it. Listen, if you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Really appreciate it. We're trying to grow the channel, so make sure to subscribe. And if you want to see, if you want more of these recipes delivered to your inbox, sign up for our newsletter below. Would love to have you join us. So I want to thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Grazie e ciao.